Welcome back, fan stands, to the Season 9 finals of all finals. We have Bant Fliers versus Abzan Midrange. Bant Fliers is being played by Matt. You got a lot of little dudes that are going to swing over evasively, and a little bit of disruption and grind potential. Meanwhile, from the other side, Nikolay is playing an Abzan midrange deck. You have a little bit of ramp to get out your really high quality creatures. You have a little bit of disruption in some removal, but otherwise you just play good cards. Here is game one. All right, we've got Matt on the left side with the one with nothing playmat. On the right, Nikolay playing Abzan midrange. And this is it. Season 9's been wonderful. And here in the flashback cube, this is the last game we have to determine who gets the prizing. But Matt's going to lead us off with an island and the Stormscape Apprentice that can tap things down. It's like a cheaper guy with a stick, but requires you to play multicolor. Nikolay Gutaxian Probe, paying 2 life for that so that they can develop this tap land from theirs, the Tinder Farm. Matt's gonna beat in. Not much to do for right now. Though that Lotus Veil combos very well with their Stormscape or Sunscape Master, so that they can tap for all colors that would need. But we're going to balance and even things up. Nikolay going to be able to deploy a land after this. Kind of retake the play from Matt and kind of leave that Lotus Veil stranded. Nikolay, important that they deployed it then, because the Lotus Veil would have made the whole Armageddon aspect of the balance not very great. We're both just playing draw go here. Nikolay looks like they have a Grind to Dust in hand, so answers, but not much to do with proactively. But we do have a Tolsimir in hand, but not the green mana to cast it. You need 2 green. And here's that Sunscape Master. You can pay 2 green to pump up the team by +1/+1, or you can pay 2 blue to bounce a creature. Here, Nikolay going to use the grind to put a -1/-1 on each of these dudes. And play the Bond of Insight. Hopefully find, or Bond of Flourishing, to hopefully find some action. It looks like we did find some action in the Vertaloth, but instead we're going to favor the green mana, the Bayou, so that we can get the Tolsimir out. I guess we wouldn't be able to play a Vertaloth anyways, because we only have 1 green in hand. So Matt's just got a pair of 1/1s, but they're mighty, have relevant abilities besides just attacking. And Matt's gonna hold up the Master to save one of their creatures if needed. That 1 point of damage not really gonna do too much. Usually you're winning by a landslide, though Matt's deck is a little more tempo-y. And here we're going to dust 2 creatures, exile the ones that have -1/-1, but there's that Sunscape Master just saving the creature. We're just going to be able to use this Trusted Pegasus to beat in for a little bit. this Treva. Bad news for Nikolay, especially after they used one of their hard removal spells. Here we have Phyrexian Swarmlord, Wincon, all in one. 4/4 infect, and on upkeep you make 1/1s equal to the amount of poison counters your opponent has. We've thought about redeploying the master, and we've decided to do it. It's a 2-turn clock for Matt. Let's see. Nikolay Tolsimir to make a wolf, and then when a wolf enters, it'll fight. Matt's tapping some mana. Ooh, for 3, we're going to stifle the make a wolf trigger. And the thing is, you'd gain life when the wolf fights, but if there's no wolf to begin with, this means that Matt's gonna have enough in the air to beat down. And yeah, that's it. Matt takes game 1 with a sneaky bird. Nimble Obstructionist. Let's see. Now Nikolay's going to be on match point. Or Nikolay's going to be under the gun. We have Matt on tournament point. But Nikolay gets the play this time. And we'll start off with another apprentice. This one being the Thornscape Apprentice. Another guy with a stick that can tap things down. Right now it's going to tap and get into the red zone. Nikolay, Bond of Flourishing. Looks like we're good on mana. Yeah, let's just get a threat. Reveal Liliana, Dreadhorde General. And no plays for Matt. Not any of their cheap flyers in hand. We'll attack for 1. Got that Grind to Dust in hand again. Good answer, but not much here. Here's the Sickle Slicer. Living Weapon 2/2. +2/+2 on a creature. And we can't attack in. We'd be losing the race. We don't really want to grind to dust on this guy. So yeah, we'll just play a threat of our own in the Storev. Master Splicer, making a 4/4. Again, locking up the battlefield. But a Grind to Dust here would let us attack through and at least trade off everything. Ooh, but Imperial Armor. Gonna make this Storev a huge trampler. I think we've got 4 cards in hand, so this is 9 damage. Swinging on through. And 9/8, yeah. But I think we just top deck Kasmina's Transmutation. This will still be a largish creature. It's a 1/1 that loses abilities, but the Imperial Armor is later than giving it +1/+1 for each card in hand. We're getting close to being able to grind into dust. And we want to get up to the 6 mana to do it all in one go. But yeah, here we're going to look to get through, but prohibit, going to say no to that. Looks like we can attack in for 4. Are we going to do that? Yep, here come the beats. Just chump block. And that balance in Nikolai's hand looking a little awkward right now. Unless Matt deploys much more to the board. Which we do have this Even Eternal. Starting to muck things up. We do have the mana source. We've got Phyrexian Swarmlord or Liliana we can play. Can attack for 4 first. That would let you probably just me to chump block. And it looks like this is a very key turn. Nikolai has a lot of choices that they can make. And Matt's stepping away from the table for a judge call. They are asking about the lands Nikolai has, whether or not they can be deployed at instant speed. Very important to know if they have a combat trick of +1/+1 to the whole team, or -2/2 on a creature that can severely change your blocks and what attacks you make. So just doing a little bit of clarification. But yeah, if we go for the Swarm Lord, it would be the largest creature on the battlefield. Maybe Matt moves the Sickle Slicer over to the Even Eternal to get damage through the air, but that leans right into the Thormscape Apprentice, tapping down the Eternal over and over again. And here we are sacrificing our White Desert to the Ifnir Deadlands to put the -2s on the Even Eternal. Attack in, gets a chump. And Matt draws the Wanderer. Yep, that creature does have exactly 4 power, 4 toughness. So the Eternal is going to, or the Wanderer is going to fell it. Attack for 2. So we can clear the board with Lily, and then start getting some beats through. Sickle Slicer, though, the fact that it can just make anything else stronger, a little worrisome. We've got Steward of Solidarity in hand. It's awkward that we have this Thormscape Apprentice out. Makes our balance a little worse. But it looks like we're probably setting up to Lily next turn and keep either our Apprentice or Steward around, because we can exert the Steward to make a dude. Yeah, still attacking in. Here's a Tamio's Epiphany, gonna scry 4, draw 2. And this somewhat limited resources top deck war. This Tamio's Epiphany, really strong. Not what you want to see from Nikolai's side. basically going to be able to sculpt the next couple turns. And yeah, the fact that Matt's topping any cards at all is not a good sign for Nikolay. I think we have our 6 mana flyer, Treva, and we have the Idiot Bird, Nimble Obstructionist, in hand for Matt, and enough mana to cycle it. Here we've got 6 for Lily. What's it gonna do? We could start mucking up the board with zombies, but forcing your opponent to sacrifice everything without giving them a choice of what they should keep is strong. However, Matt is going to use Nimble Obstructionist, cycle it to counter Liliana's activated ability, and that's huge. Now Matt's going to be able to force another chump from Nikolay if they want to keep Liliana around. Oh, and even a double chump, because yeah, Nikolay doesn't have the white mana this time to tap something down. And then with the Steward not able to remove itself from the battlefield, continuing to leave that balance stranded in hand for Nikolay. But do we get to draw some extra cards for creatures leaving the battlefield? Oh, and yeah, the fact that Steward remains tapped here, the balance can't remove the Treva, because Matt is going all in right now. All in on the board. Maybe you can kill... No, if Near Deadlands does not allow you to target your own creature. But yeah, the synergy between Liliana and Balance would have worked amazingly. But that Nimble Obstructionist cycle stifle just at the perfect moment. And yeah, Matt doesn't even have to put on the block, or doesn't even have to attack through the ground and give Nikolay the chance to balance. Matt, just over the course of 2 turns, can attach the Sickle Slicer to Treva and beat in twice. And recognizing this, it looks like Nikolay is going to put -2 on the Treva. Ramen and a zombie. If Matt does decide to get rowdy on the ground, then we can get some chump blocks, get some extra draws. But yeah, those draws mean that Matt's incentivized just to hang back. Seven mana for Karn Liberated. Matt, kind of an evasive flyer strategy, but at the top end has these huge bombs in Treva and Karn Liberated. And that means that Nikolay is going to have to start getting rowdy. But Matt's gonna do the same. Because if we're attacking down Karn, then Matt just lives. But we've got 7 damage coming over to Nikolay's side. We could use Romnop to get back an Ifnir. We have 6 damage to retaliate with, but not enough to actually close the game. And attacking for 7 here, if Nikolay doesn't block, means that Matt can then move Sickle Slicer over to Treva next turn and present lethal that way. Yeah, we're not able to trade enough off to get this balance to work. Another land in play. Doesn't mean much for Nikolay. Still under the gun. And I don't think there's really any value you can gain from this balance at the point we're in. But we're gonna go for it. Equal on lands, equal on cards. And here we're attacking down the Emperor. Matt with 8 damage on board. And this Phyrexian Swarmlord. Gonna take a while to actually get through, but ooh, we have Sword of War and Peace plus the Sickle Slicer. That's 8 damage in the air. Puts Nikolay to 1. Thank goodness they played out all their cards. Had just enough mana for it as well. Oh, and we could have exiled the Swarmlord, but Nikolay's gonna need something very specific. I don't even know what it could be. Protection from white means that not even a Prison Realm can get us out of here. Oh, and do we have a Dust in our graveyard? Oh. But the protection from white saves it. This Sword of War and Peace. Just the perfect thing at this moment. And Nikolay scoops it up. Matt is your super open champion. Doing well to make it up into the top 8 and then becoming our finalist. But we've got a little bit more in store. We're going to show off the prizes for this event. So there's the second place prize, Nikolay receiving the non-foil promo pack. I'm going to take a peek at what's inside. We've got a card from each set. There's Captain Sisay, a Braid from Hour of Devastation, Sisay from Invasion, Teferi, Time Raveler from War of the Spark, Chroma from Legions, Doomsday from Weatherlight, Batterskull from New Phyrexia, and lastly, Psionic Blast for Alpha. And Matt gets the foil promo pack. Fact or fiction, heavily played card here. Nissa, who shakes the world. Going to Matt nonetheless, who piloted Golgari Midrange. Sword of War and Peace, a card that was really relevant in this particular draft. We have Balance. Soul Ring, so good, it had to be banned. Invocation Mind Twist. And last but not least, Gemstone Mine, the glue that holds this all together. And yeah. Thank you all for watching and for making this super open, as great as it could be.